Look at all these people walking around, some driving somewhere, in a hurry to get to their destination. Every single one of them believes something about themselves. They believe they're good people. They believe they're fair. They have strong moral principles. But human morality is an interesting thing because those principles can change depending on an act, what the act is, and who is committing the act. Look at that guy over there. If he turned on the news tonight and saw a report about a terrible crime, something truly disturbing, his reaction would probably be the same as many others. Anger, disgust. He might say something like, lock them up forever, throw away the key. No sympathy for people like that. And when it's someone else's child, those statements come very easily. But now let's change the situation. Imagine the person responsible wasn't a stranger. Imagine it was his son. And suddenly, the situation becomes drastically different. Look at that woman. She looks like an ordinary person, probably kind, probably someone who believes strongly in right and wrong. But just imagine if her child appeared plastered over social media tomorrow, accused of something heinous, something society considers unforgivable. Would she instantly stop loving them? Would she turn them in without hesitation? Or would something inside her say, that's still my child? Psychologists have studied this phenomenon for decades. Parents often struggle to accept that their children could become capable of terrible things because parents carry memories that the rest of the world doesn't. They remember the child learning to walk, learning to talk, laughing, just being innocent. So when that same person commits something horrific later in life, the parent's mind struggles to reconcile the two realities. Their brain says, that can't be who they really are. There's actually a name for this behavior. Psychologists often refer to it as nepotism bias. The instinct humans have to protect their own family, even when that protection conflicts with fairness or justice. It's closely tied to something even deeper in human evolution, known as kin selection, the instinct to protect those who share our bloodline. In simple terms, humans are naturally wired to defend their own. But that instinct creates a very uncomfortable contradiction, because it means our sense of justice is often not consistent. Look at that couple over there, waiting. If you ask them about some of the most infamous criminals in history, their answer would probably be the same as most people. Absolute condemnation, figures like Ted Bundy or the mysterious killer known as Jack the Ripper. More recently, society has reacted with similar outrage toward figures such as Jeffrey Epstein or allegations surrounding figures like Sean Combs. In cases like these, the public's response is immediate. People say things like, they deserve no sympathy, lock them up forever, throw away the key. And when it's someone else's son, someone else's father, someone else's family, those judgments are extremely easy. But here's the uncomfortable thought experiment. Imagine if someone responsible for something like that had been your child. Would you immediately stop loving them, stop caring for them? Would you abandon them completely? Or would some part of you want to still believe that the child you raised was not truly that monster? There are countless real-world cases where parents defend their children even after horrific crimes. They hire lawyers, they deny evidence, they try to explain the behavior, they try to protect them from prison. From the outside, society often reacts with anger. People say, how can you defend someone who did that? But the parents see something different. They don't just see a criminal. They see the person they raised. Human beings are capable of holding two conflicting beliefs at the same time. One belief says justice must be served. The other belief says, protect your child. And when those two instincts collide, the result is often moral contradiction. So here's the real question, and be honest. If your own child committed an unforgivable crime, would you turn them in or try to protect them? And don't answer what sounds morally correct. Answer what you genuinely think you would do. Because the truth is, many people who demand justice when it's someone else's child more than likely behave very differently when it becomes personal. Human beings like to believe their morals are absolute, clear, unbreakable. But life has a way of testing those beliefs, and sometimes the greatest test of our moral principles is not when we judge others, but it's when we are forced to judge the people we love. And that moment reveals something uncomfortable about human nature. We're not always as objective or as consistent as we like to believe. Which means if we truly want to understand people, we can't just study what they say they believe. We must study how they behave when their beliefs are tested.